Good morning, YouTube. Today is November 6th, 2015, and I'm sorry if I'm slobbering. I just woke up this morning, and today's video is about this little machine, the Surface Pro 4. The reason is really simple. Upstairs I have my studio, and of course I have a really great computer already, a laptop, an SSD based machine with 762 gigabytes of storage and 16 gigabyte of RAM and a great video card, NVIDIA GTX I believe. So that one actually rivals the new announced Surface Book by Microsoft. But even looking at the Surface Book, I mean, it looks like a great machine, but it's just still too many similarities to my laptop, so I don't see any value of buying such a high-end machine. So I've been looking at this thing thanks to Molten Music. He's a computer builder, a music producer, and a live performer. He just about a year ago bought the Surface Pro 3 and really showcase what you can do with it. I mean, it was not designed to be a music machine in the beginning, but Microsoft been looking at this guy and see what he could do, and now this year they actually have a machine that could dedicate itself for live music performance, which is really nice. So basically today I would like to check what my options are. So right now we have three processor options, but let's go through them and why I think which of these machines will be the best for me. We have the Core M3, we have the Core i5, and then we have the Core i7. Right now the M3 itself looks like a very nice basic machine which rivals that of the specs of the iPad Pro. Yeah, why don't I go with an iPad Pro? First of all, the screen is too big. Second of all, it got 4 GB memory and it's stuck with 128 GB storage, which you cannot extend. What you can do with this machine, you can add another 128 GB with a little mini memory stick in the back of the unit. But right now this would probably be good for office work, paperwork, and some note taking and stuff like that, but it's not really made for music production or sound production machine. I will tell you later. Then we have the i5, 128 GB and 4 GB for their basic model. I don't see the point if you're not going to be using that. Just go with the Core M3. But the 256 and 8 GB looks a lot more interesting right now. The storage space and the RAM and of course the fast processor really makes it a good starting point for me. But then we have the i7. It's already, their basic model is 256, 8 GB of RAMs up to 512 GB and 16 gigs of RAM, but you can also get it up to a terabyte. But those models will not be acquired this year. They will probably get out early next year. But it's been a battle between these two models here, the Core i5 and the i7. But I would settle for this one because first of all, the i5, the reasoning why I would choose this processor is because it's a little bit slower, but it also will not overheat and will probably give a more stable experience with minor fan activation and performance dropouts. If I would go with the i7, I'll probably experience what I have with my laptop upstairs. The fans are going constantly, so trying to have a live gig in maybe a church or a place with a lot of reverberation and hear a fan going through the building, not ideal. So plus the i7 is way overpowered. I mean, if you look at what all these annotations, these dots stands for, and if I read in Japanese, I mean the first dot that everyone got here is basically the performance of a Note PC, it says here in Japanese. The second thing, of course, is basic iTunes and videos. Yes, all the machines can watch these things. This is the most interesting thing, the Surface Pen. All of these machines can take it. Even the Surface 3 can actually accept the new Surface Pro 4 pen. So it could actually be a very tight race with the Surface Pro 3. But right now, this is only the Surface 3. The Pro 3 has a higher specs though. And all of these except for the Surface 3, the Surface Pro 4, and can take the Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom for some art editing and stuff like that. I would really like to do that. I always wanted to be a comic book artist when I was a kid, but I was wasting too much paper, so this is my chance. Especially with the pen included, that's a real strong sales point for me to get this machine. But the last one here, Pro wa apuri de ongaku wo shittai. Basically, sound production applications can be used on the i5, and that's more than enough because the M3, you don't get the pleasure to use the processor for that. So the i5 with the 8GB memory will fit like a glove for me, and I will be in a sweet spot with the 256. Plus, I can get the memory stick of 128GB on the side for storage. So I'll work with 256 here, and then I'll bounce the track down and then put it on the stick to save up space, and that's how we can have a little more fun with the machine. And I believe that if we run Ableton, I can stream it from the stick and put a playlist and stuff like that. So that is really a good way to look at it as a live machine. But the last thing, 3D. Yeah, that's where this machine comes in with the iris graphics, and I don't really need that. So my choice is for the stable and more performance reliable machine. The i5 seems to fit the bill very much into my hand, especially for me as an EV performer. It will be interesting to see what's going to happen with that. So that is the plan. So when will I buy this machine? The machine itself will start to be sold in Japanese stores in the middle of November, but I will not go for it right now. So I'm gonna wait maybe a month or beginning of next year to get this machine, and then I'll let you follow on my trip to configure it for live use with my EWI USB. And then it's also about finding venues and stuff. So I'm also trying to craft myself an act. I don't want to play covers anymore. So that's a hard thing. A lot of people would like to hear songs from other bands. So maybe I will probably make a small cover set, but then keep everything with my own original material and try to find gigs in Tokyo and perform with this machine. It could be a very interesting one-man band solution coming at my way, thanks to Ableton and sample modeling products. I think we have something that could be worth. It will generate something back, and that's why I feel this machine will be worth the money. So the price also is interesting. In Japan, the model I'm looking at, the 256 8GB i5, goes for 173,000 yen before tax, or with tax 193,000 yen. But that includes the pen, and that's really nice. The iPad Pro, you don't get the luxury with the pen, so that you have to buy extra. So that's why I think Microsoft is winning this year, and I will start opting out from Apple products next year. When I'm gonna get a new phone, I'm out. I'm going Microsoft. Thank you very much for that, and have a good day.